How can I choose the best mortgage for me? A mortgage is a loan to buy a home. Like any loan, you borrow money and pay it back with interest over time. What's different about a mortgage is that it normally takes you several decades to repay it, and the loan is secured against your house. When choosing a mortgage, there are three basic considerations. 1. How do you want to repay your home loan? 2. How fixed or flexible do you want your interest rate to be? And 3. What levels of protection do you want to include in your mortgage? Question 1. Repayment. Most people choose to repay their mortgage over time. In this case, your monthly repayment is made up of a mix of interest payments on your loan and an amount to repay the loan itself. Let's look at a few examples of how this works. Bobby pays a fixed amount on the loan plus the interest on his entire mortgage. Each month, his loan gets smaller, so the interest he owes shrinks. Thus, his total monthly payments go down over time. Lucy pays a fixed total sum each month. In the early days, her monthly repayments mostly pay for the interest on the loan. But as she pays off her debt, more and more of her monthly payment will go towards paying off the loan itself. The benefit for Lucy is that she can make fixed and predictable payments. But the drawback is that in the beginning, she's not paying off much of her loan. And finally, there's Mark, who pays his monthly interest and invests his capital repayments into a savings and investment account that is connected to his mortgage. This account is meant to grow over time in order to repay the loan at the end of its term. Clearly, this option involves some risk, and Mark needs to monitor his account closely to make sure it grows as expected. Question 2. Interest rates. There are two types of interest: fixed and variable. With a variable rate mortgage, you benefit when interest rates are going down and pay more when they go up. The interest rate varies according to a chosen index. For example, the interest owed could depend on the interest rate of the central bank or on the inflation rate. With a variable rate, you're more dependent on what's happening in the economy. With a fixed rate mortgage, the interest rate doesn't change for a set period of time. This way, you know exactly what your interest charges will be. This is useful if you want to lock in low interest rates when you expect them to go up. However, fixed rate mortgages usually come at a higher price, and most contracts will adjust the fixed rate from time to time. Question 3. Protection. Much can happen in the several decades that most mortgage contracts last, and without some protection, you might struggle to cope with sudden changes in your ability to repay your mortgage. If for any reason your income is reduced, you might benefit from protecting your monthly payments, despite your changed economic situation. Equally, in case of a family emergency, it's reassuring to have the opportunity to change the contract terms without too many penalties. So remember the three questions. How do I want to repay my loan? Do I want a fixed or variable interest rate? And what levels of protection do I need? By answering these questions, you will make it much easier to compare offers from different suppliers and to find the products and solutions that suit you best. Be sure to read the small print and ask for a proper explanation of the conditions and all fees and charges from your mortgage provider.